What's going on, everyone? I'm Encore. This is Tomorrow Never Comes, and today's video is about what do you do when you have done your own research and you feel comfortable now deciding to get into the crypto game with skin in the game. So what does that mean? It means just investing a small portion of your capital into certain projects or a project or a network and kind of seeing how things play out. So what I always notice, and myself included in this, is that every person will tell you do your own research, and then once you're comfortable, dive right in. But what does that mean? What do you do? Doing your own research, okay, that's fine. You can read articles, you can watch influencers, listen to podcasts. But once you've decided, hey, this is something I want to do, or at least try out, what do you do? And so I'm going to make this super simple, all right? I think I've done a similar video before some time ago, and even that I think is too complicated. All right, so real basic. What do you need? You need two exchanges, two centralized exchanges. That's it. Okay, and why do you need two? Is really what you're going to do is you're going to get familiar with making an account. That's fine. Once you do it on one, it's relatively the same on the other. And then once you buy your asset, the two are going to allow you to see subtle differences or major differences in how you go about navigating a central exchange. But also it's going to see how you maneuver to not trade, but to actually transfer assets from one place to another. That's really the key I want to stress here. That point right there is that learning to transfer from one address to the other, because that's really where all of the danger lies in terms of you sending it to the wrong address, right? The error on your part, no one's going to come save you. But when you do it on a centralized exchange, there is certain things that, the safeguards they'll put into place, like a 24-hour limit or threshold anyway before you can actually withdraw. So once you enter the address, it's still going to hold it for 24 hours, and then you can kind of double check to see if that's where you want it to go. And then they do actually have customer support, so they can kind of help you along the way. So I just want to run through that. That's all you need. And why do you need two outside of that is just in case one ever, shuts down your account or freezes your account or some glitch happens or gets hacked. It's always nice to have just another place. Now, ultimately, you want to be off these exchanges. Okay, but the comfort level to move it between hot wallets and cold wallets and exchanges, that comes with a little bit of time. All right, so all I want to show is you're going to get on two exchanges and you're going to actually buy, I'm going to say Bitcoin and ETH, but mainly Bitcoin. Very small amount, whatever you're willing to actually set aside and invest in here. Even with what you're willing to invest on the side, take a portion of that and invest. So let's say you're saying, I have $1,000. Okay, great. Take $100 and buy Bitcoin, right? It's a small portion of what you have set aside, and then you see what the process is like buying. So let's just get into this right away. Okay, so where do you even find these exchanges? So I'm gonna go to our good friend CoinMarketCap. All right, and CoinMarketCap, you can actually go to exchanges. Now you can even go into Google and just type in, centralized crypto exchanges, and you'll get a list. But here's a list right here. So here we are. We went to exchanges on CoinMarketCap. And you got Binance, you got FTX, Coinbase Exchange, Kraken, KuCoin, Gate.io, Huobi, Bitfinex. I mean, the list just goes on. And on Crypto.com. Now, they have an exchange, but the easiest one to use is the app. But it's only for your app. It makes certain things complicated. So what I do use, I do like the interface. It's just sometimes you're more familiar and comfortable with desktop. So it's a little bit different there, okay? But I just want to kind of run you through what it would look like. So here's Binance. And so first things first is when you go in to make your account, it's going to ask you for what they call KYC, which is know your customer. So you're going to have to upload some sort of document, like official documentation, whether it's a passport, image of your passport or driver's license. And then they may ask you for things like a utility bill, or a bank statement, so they can verify the address, your name, and all that. Okay. Now, the reason why anyone who's in crypto who does not like that, a seasoned veteran in crypto, is because the whole point is to have control of your own assets without having anyone tell you what to do, tell you how to do it, and keep track of what you're doing. Okay, that's the whole point, right? The whole borderless, permissionless, censorless, all that. When you are on a centralized exchange, none of that applies. They can shut it down, they can restrict you, they can suspend you. They know what transactions you're making because you're making it through their account and you've done this whole know your customer route. So all those things are out, but it's the easiest way for you to get control of your assets, or at least to buy your assets. And then once you're comfortable, you can move it off. All right, so we're going to look at Binance first here. And look, so what they do is there's always, you just go to buy. And so what happens when you want to buy? How can you buy it? You can buy it through credit cards, debit cards. You can do Interact e-transfers. And then they even have sometimes like these third parties. You can do wire transfers and then third-party payments. So you kind of loop in, they'll kind of connect you to a third party, and then they'll facilitate that transaction for you. Okay, so look, it's through Banksa, right, or Simplex. You can use either one. It'll ask you how much and what, and then you can kind of just connect your credit card and go through. But it's through the third-party platform, not so much Binance. Okay, and you can always select what you want to buy. So Bitcoin, BNB, ETH is here, whatever you like. My recommendation, if you've never bought anything, more heavy into Bitcoin and less on ETH. But those two, you can play around with what percentages of which you like. I would stick to those two. All right. So that's kind of how that works. And then, what's in your wallet, and then you can kind of send it around. But we'll get into that later. So Coinbase is over here. Now, what I do like about centralized exchanges is that you will have a lot of tutorial things involved, right? So how to earn yield, even just the basics. They'll always have certain things in here, like an academy or something like that, where you can learn just the basics of crypto. That's not where you have to kind of go look for it on the internet yourself. So it's kind of structured, which is really nice when they do that. But again, here, look, it looks a little bit different. Here's a watch list. You can do different. You can just say buy and sell. Does not want to work right now for me. There you go. Buy and sell. Here you pick buy. Okay, and it wants me to sign in. We're getting in there. Slowly but surely. Okay, so let's see if we can get back into this. Okay, so we want to buy. Right. Okay, so you can pick whatever you like. And let's just say you do want to pick Bitcoin. And it's going to ask you what you want to pay with here. It'll like that's what my bank is tied to, and this is the Visa debit card. It'll tell you what the limits are. You'll have a daily limit, a weekly limit, whatever it is. You can add payment methods. And I'm in Canada, so things work differently on different platforms depending on where you are. Some platforms may not even allow you to deposit or withdraw or even do anything with the account, just based on geography. All right, you're just restricted in that area. So there's just different ways of depositing and doing all kinds of different things here, right? Okay, so that's over here. And then if you look at CoinSquare, which is Canadian, all right, they'll give you markets here. You can say, well, here, see all markets. And what's the point of, okay, well, we'll sign in again here. And here's one of the things, okay? All these people want two-factor authentication. So it's definitely a tedious process. It is a level of security that is nice, but it's a pain in the you-know-what. All right, so when you've been away for a little bit, or you're signing in, a lot of times they are going to do certain things here. Okay, so look, here are all the markets again. You can add, oh, that's great. So when I first started, there was hardly anything on CoinSquare, and things have developed quite nicely. But you can go in and, pick what you like. And usually they make it pretty easy to buy. All right, so it'll tell you what currency you want to use. and you could just say, all right, and then Bitcoin, and that's the beauty of it, is that you don't have to buy one whole Bitcoin. You could just say, hey, I want to buy $100 of Bitcoin, and it's going to tell you how much Bitcoin that actually is. So in this case, it's 0.0032, and you just go ahead and that'll be yours. Okay, so all of these have. So if I show you deposit here, Interact e-transfer, you have a wire transfer. So some don't want the credit card, some will allow for the credit card. And if we look at here, this is KuCoin, and it'll probably ask me to sign in as well. But I just wanted to show this here, that you're depositing. Oh, and here's a concept as well. When it says deposit, a lot of times they'll ask you, are you trying to deposit crypto, or are you trying to deposit fiat, which is just a regular currency? And so initially, when you don't have any, you're going to have to do it through fiat. Again, that's MasterCard or credit card, e-transfers, wire transfers, third-party payments, whatever it is. It's how do you get money onto your fiat money onto the platform, with which then you can buy crypto. But when you have the crypto and you want to move it from account to account, then you can actually deposit the crypto itself and not have to deposit fiat first. All right, and that's what I want everyone to kind of get used to. Now, look, I'll be honest. When I was doing this, it is not the easiest process. Okay, like so if I say here and I want to deposit some crypto, it'll ask me what network, which is Bitcoin. Like, you just got to get used to some of this stuff, right? So if they ever ask you what network and you're trying to move Bitcoin, it's the Bitcoin network. Okay, if you're trying to move ETH, it's on the Ethereum network. All right, and some of the other ones as well. They'll all be different to some degree. Okay, that's a little wrinkle this is all part of getting used to. How do I send it? All right, and they'll give you an address. You copy the address, and then you just go over to your other exchange, and you just put it in when you want to say, I want to transfer out of here. So see, it says up here, top right, it'll say send and receive. This is from Coinbase. So if I go here and I say I want to send it, as it loads, right? I'm sending this asset, which is Bitcoin, and I'm sending it to, and I would put in that particular address that was given to me over here. Okay, so the platform that you're trying to deposit your crypto assets into, I'm going to say Bitcoin, just for ease. So if here I am on a KuCoin, I don't have anything. I want to get my Coinbase Bitcoin over to KuCoin, right? So I need to go on the platform where I don't have the asset, in this case KuCoin. I'm going to find where I can deposit my crypto onto the platform, and then through there I'm going to find the address to which I need to deposit to. All right, so I copy that address, and then I go back to the platform where I have the assets and I want to transfer it out of, in this case Coinbase, and it's going to say, where do you want to send it, what address, and you just copy and paste and do that. So a little tip that I always try and do is, I don't care if it's $100, if it's $50, put in a smaller portion, whatever the minimum is that the platform will allow you to transfer out of, and put that in as a test. And then you just wait. Typically, it's seconds to minutes for this transfer to go through. And once it's been received, well, then you know that address actually works. There's nothing wrong with it, and it's the right one. And so then you just go back in, and then you can just transfer the remainder of it out entirely. So that's something I try and do at all times now. No matter how sure I am, I try and just do a little bit and go forward. So that's where I would just end here. Like, it's something that you've got to play with. It is not the most intuitive thing to be on these platforms if you have no idea what's happening, right? And I know what's happening, and sometimes it's not intuitive. So you just got to go find some exchanges, make some accounts, and see which one works for you. All right. Now, yes, you will have to give up your ID and all that kind of stuff to do so, but it's such an easy process once you're familiar with that particular platform that it literally takes you 2 minutes to get done. Like, I'm very familiar with crypto.com. I know exactly where to go, how things work, and I'm in and out of that platform very quickly. So it's just a matter of getting accustomed to it. But I'll say that's a good place to start get on 2 exchanges, buy some Bitcoin on one exchange, try and transfer it to the other exchange, and then try and go back and forth, right? And just to get a feel for things, and don't worry about staking and yield and all that right out the gate. Just understand that, hey, this is an asset that I am supposed to be in control of for the long term. I understand centralized exchanges doesn't give you the full picture, but it allows you to buy quickly, easily, and allows you to transfer between one place to another quick and easy enough, right? Once you got that down, then you can kind of build on top of that. All right. So I hope this provided some value. I hope it made it a little bit easier to see. Oh, and what I did want to show you guys is that gate.io. So this is what happens when this never used to happen before. So for whatever reason, my IP address where I am in Canada, probably because I'm in Ontario, so many restrictions there. But this is what will happen when you're trying to make an account or you have an account and something changes where your area is restricted. Okay, so it just says you may come from restricted regions where gate.io does not provide services, yada, 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 and it doesn't let you do anything. Okay, so that's just something I wanted to show out there. All right, so this is something that definitely you need to get familiar with. It gets much easier. All right, and then when you go to hot wallets and cold wallets and all that, it's such an easier process when you just have the concept nailed down of I have assets in one place, I want to send it to another, what do I need to do? If I don't have the asset, where do I go to get it? And then how do I transfer it out? Once you learn those concepts, everything is just a little variety of that main concept. All right. So look, hope you guys found value in this video. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, do all those good things. Just remember, tomorrow never comes. Take action, invest in yourself today, and I'll see you guys in the next video.